Now the time has changed. My love for you, baby, ain't the same. But it breaks so hard, and I promise we can make your friend lose the love, baby. But it's been so hard to tell you how I feel. But I want you to know that my love's for real, and it's alright. It's alright, alright. Won't you sing it today? It's so to tell you how I feel, but I want you to know that my love's for real.
What up? What up? What's up? That take me back there. That was my song, man. I used to love that movie, South Central, man. What's up, y'all? This your boy, giving you guys another installment of my thoughts on yet another black man getting shot in America by the police. And people are rioting. People are saying that we are oppressed because some guy who had warrants. I know you guys are, that doesn't deserve me. That doesn't mean he deserves to get shot. I don't think that to mean. I don't think having warrants, as a sex offender, whatever it was, sexual assault, whatever it was he had. I don't think that warranted him getting shot. But I do think that he did a few crucial things that I don't think anybody within their right minds would agree or disagree with me and say that you know what you wrong, man. He still shouldn't have been shot. Now let me say this first of all. There's new footage that has been released of him on the other side of the car before he got up on the floor. They're trying to on the ground. They're trying to constrain him or restrain him, and he gets up um, and walks around the car comfortably. His children are in the car. Now, let me explain something to you guys. I have a son. One thing I'd never do is put him in a situation where he's going to see his father get shot. I only want to put my son in a situation where he's going to see me get in a fight. I just don't. I don't because I know it'll really probably scare him. And I don't want to do that. So I want my son seeing me getting in a fight. I don't want my son, damn sure don't want him seeing me get shot. You know what I'm saying? Um, I don't want him seeing me getting into a fight or altercations with the police. Just the fact that the police pulling me over and arresting my ass would probably be traumatizing to my son. So I wouldn't do either one. I would not put him in that situation. And Lord willing, he don't ever have to be in this situation. As a father, I would hope and pray that he isn't. Um, that being said, this gentleman didn't care, guys. And we as a black people have stopped. We've got to stop caring about people that don't care. I, for one, do not want to or am going to protest. What's up, all y'all? What's up, y'all? I'm not going to protest. I'm not going to, be out here to my hashtag Black Lives Matter. Y'all know that organization is evil from the pits of hell, wants to destroy the family. That organization wants to remove parental rights. That organization wants to remove men in leadership positions. That organization wants to remove cisgender privilege, whatever the hell that is, right? So there are a myriad of reasons why I don't support Black Lives Matter. But I definitely don't feel as though we as black men and women should go out here and get emotional over any and every black person that doesn't choose to obey the law, man. I'm sorry. You know where you are. We always talk about how Black people are oppressed. Black people got the white man that's got his foot on our neck, this, that, the police of this, the police of that. Why in the hell, if a cop draws his gun, would you just walk away from him? I'm glad this brother's not dead. I really am. I don't want to hear shit he got to say though. I really don't. He didn't care about his thank you, thank you, thank you. This is gospel right here. He didn't care about it, man. One of the motherfuckers could have shot one of your kids, man. Why you going in the car with your kids? Dudes on the other side shoot the wrong angle and that bullet go in the back and hit one of your children or some shit. You can't be up here putting your children in harm's way like that, especially when you know you got warrants. Take your ass to jail. That's just a simple bottom line. I should have named this video, Take Your Ass to Jail. Just go to jail. Damn. Like, black folks, we always got to get him. And I'm sorry. Like, what bothers me more than anything, guys, is, you know what I'm saying? It's almost as if we're children, man. We can't act as adults. Like, there are rules, there are laws that you have to obey. If you break the law, and even if I don't break the law, and a cop says I broke the law, I'm taking a cop can come up here and say I shot President Trump and he ain't even been shot. I'm taking my ass to jail. I'm not finna argue with you. You know what I'm saying? I mean, well, man, shit. Why would you do that? I mean, because you get in court, they gonna do you like this and do you like, hey, you know what, you're right. All I can do, man, is do my best to try to obey the law as much as I can. We listen to these damn hotel people on the internet talking all this white supremacy bullshit. They talk that shit because they're making millions of dollars off our dumb ass. Let's just keep it a buck. A lot of these niggas that's talking about white supremacy this, white supremacy that, motherfuckers got millions of dollars in houses. They shoot documentaries, making millions. They done created themselves, made themselves Jason Black, Tariq. They've made themselves into multi-millionaires. Here we go. Why am I deflecting from the fact that the cops were wrong, period? I'm not deflecting from the cat. Let's follow your logic, okay? And let's say you're right. The cops were wrong, right? Okay, so let me ask you this. If you know the cops are wrong, you know they gonna shoot. Why the fuck would you go in the car if you know they got their guns drawn on you? I'm not saying that cops are gonna do a damn. See, guys, I guess you guys think that I'm one of these traditional right-wing people that's just gonna toe a certain line. Yeah, I'm conservative, but I keep it a buck. Fuck the police. At the end of the day, if the cop come out with his gun drawn, he could just assume off the top cops want to shoot you as a black man. Like, we can't just, like, that's the thing. We can't just be these damn, well, man, that still don't negate the fact. I bet you your ass, if they pull a gun on you, you're going to do what the fuck they tell you. Let me ask you that. Would you walk around there with your kids in the car and guns drawn after being on the ground? I don't know if you've seen that video. He was on the ground, guys. And then he got off the ground. They was trying to restrain his ass the first time. You going to get off the ground and then try to restrain you? And then walk around like, fuck it, I don't give a shit. And then you reaching in, one of the cops on the other side, had he shot, and one of them bullets had been up a little, he might have shot one of your children, man. So if you are you a father or a mother, and if so, would you put your children in harm's way and knowing that cops got their guns drawn around your kids? Come on, man. I'm waiting on an answer. You know what I'm saying? I'm waiting on an answer for that one. Because you saying I'm deflecting. I ain't deflecting. I'm being smart. It is not strategically beneficial for you to be in a situation, because I don't think the cops was wrong, Alphonse. I don't. You running in your car, they done tried to restrain you. I'm trying to make it home. It's me or you. That's the way I look at it as a cop. I'm sorry. So why would you put this situation out there? And I do this type of stuff. I lose subscribers when I do these types of videos. It is what it is. I don't know if YouTube doing it or whatever, but I'm going to tell the truth. You cannot, under any circumstances, be out here with a cop, got his gun drawn, and your ass going to the car. Shit. I done had cops pull their guns on me a few times. I ain't doing shit. I ain't gonna move. Guess what? I ain't never been shot at. I ain't never been like beat up. I've had a cop push me one time. I didn't even see his age. You can't push me out the way. Y'all move. Just push me. Right? I wanted to kill that motherfucker. But did I do it? Did I say something? No, I didn't. Not because I'm a bitch. It's because I'm smart. I'm not militarily ready to go to war with the police department. I'm just not. No black person is. You see what I'm saying? Most of us aren't ready to give out and sacrifice our lives and go out here and kill these damn cops and do what we got to do. Explode probably done left because I see my damn numbers went down. So he probably just done left because he didn't have no answer for that one. And that's the thing. Like we make these comments, and the cops were just wrong. Like, okay, I agree. Let's say the cops are wrong. It don't make a difference if they're wrong or right. They're the law, guys. I don't think taxation is right, guys. I think taxation is illegal. I don't think the government, according to the law in the Constitution, should be allowed to take income taxes out of our checks. Don't tell the IRS that. Tell them when they show up at your house with guns drawn at 3 o'clock in the morning that they wrong. Try to get your gun and defend your personal private property, which is your labor. Your labor is considered private property, by the way. Supreme Court said that. So technically, they're not supposed to be taking taxes out of my check. That shit illegal. They doing it any fucking way. That doesn't make right and wrong is one thing. Survival is another. If the IRS shows up in the middle of the night with guns drawn, they got people ATF, they're coming there with guns drawn trying to claim your shit, right? And if they come in there with guns drawn, you have the moral high ground because technically taxes are illegal. Taxation is theft. I agree with that. But at the same time, if they come in that bitch with guns drawn, I'm gonna do what the fuck they tell me. If a cop come in my house, as much as I feel like you ain't got no warrant, these no knock warrant, that shit is illegal. You shouldn't be allowed to do that. But guess what? I'm not going to. There's certain things I'm just not gonna do. Now if they come in that motherfucking hell and identify themselves, that's different. But if I know it's the cops, I'm not finna be up. I'm not gonna do it. And I know you like, man, you crazy. The dude had every right to shoot Breonna Taylor. Guess what? You got a legal system where if you shoot that dude walked in there and shot this girl, right? And ain't nobody even arrested their ass. What you gonna do? See what I'm saying? What's up, Rainy? You know what I'm saying? What are we gonna do? Are you militant? So I tell you what, I agree. Them dudes that shot Breonna Taylor, we all agree on this. That was fucked up. They supposed to be in jail right now, at a minimum in jail, in Gen Pop getting their ass whooped. That's what they supposed to get. They not getting that. Not only are they not getting it, they have the whole of the Kentucky state government, the everything behind them, protecting them. That is why you don't fuck with the police. Not because you think a cop gonna whoop your ass, not because you're a bitch, not because you hate black people, which is what people tend to want to project onto people. No, it's just isn't militarily, governmentally beneficial for you to try to go to war with the government. We don't have deep enough pockets a lot of times. We don't have enough. So what you want to do is you want to try to, number one, steer clear of them as much as possible. Number one, obey the law. Obey the law. That's number one, guys. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna show y'all something in a second about us that we don't want to talk about. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna show y'all. It's some things about us that we need to address as a people, because I see a lot of things that we do that cause a lot of issues on ourselves. So, and I'm gonna share one of these videos. So this guy, white guy, went into a black community and tried to play basketball. And it backfired on him because he tried to run and see. Because I'm gonna talk about something now. I'm gonna talk about the Black Lives Matter stuff and all that, and how we need to get these cops from shooting our ass. We do. There's only one or two ways to do that, though. Really, one way I think that really black people have, and that option is economics. And if we don't deal with that, we won't. And not just economics, because I'm getting the more I feel, guys. I kind of think about stuff, theories, and stuff that I have as I go through this stuff and think. Economics is not just the only answer, because black people mentally aren't prepared to change their behavior. And if you're not going to change their behavior, no amount of money will help black people. No amount. It's mental. Now, I don't want to get into spirituality because we know how deep of a rabbit hole that is, right? But when I say mental, I mean, there are certain things I could talk about. I talked about this before about how black people are academically the laziest motherfuckers there is. I'm sorry. I know that sounds real bad. But you know what I'm saying? Let's just be honest. And we are. We're what is it? 48% of us can't even read at a basic level. 48%. So that's about half. We're below basic. 48% of us when we graduate high school on average. What is it? 86% of us, 84% of us when we graduate high school are reading at basic or below basic, which is bad. 48%, and it's only about another 36% that really are below basic. So I mean, are not below basic, but basic. So that's pretty bad. And if you want to go further than that, the proficient and add proficient in there, that's about 15%. Then we got 1% that are above proficient, right? Now, why am I saying that? You're like, well, what they got to do with anything? Well, shit. I think there's a direct correlation between your ability to read and your ability to matriculate into society and be a productive member of society. And I think that, for example, a lot of our black men, black boys are probably, the numbers are higher for us as black boys and black men. We're very, for whatever reason. And what happens is that funnels into, bleeds into other areas of your life. So you may have bad habits. You may do certain things. And I'm going to give you guys an example right quick. I'm going to show y'all.
Hey, quick disclaimer before I play the video. There is nothing graphic here. But, yeah, I just want to do. We can do.
So he about to play some ball. Right? He going to play some ball in the hood. Watch this.
I just got out of college. Yes, I just put some stuff on YouTube.
Any fan?
Huh?
Play 1-on-1 for 100.
Play 1-on-1?
So he want to play the dude for some money.
For 100?
That's it. That ain't enough.
Huh?
That ain't enough.
No, we could do that. We could do it, but we got to do it after.
After what?
After we got to run fives first.
I'm scared out here, man.
So let me just skip.
Told him one.
So they playing. I'm gonna just skip through. I'm not gonna play the whole video. So this white guy goes into the black community. He wants to play basketball. They getting beat by the brothers.
One.
All you, Joey.
So
5-0. 5.
so watch this.
It's 5-0.
So now watch this. This guy plays this game and he basically they getting beat. Now watch this. So that night right here is what I want you guys to see, because this is some shit that would happen to me when I played basketball all the time. Like this is probably one of the reasons I stopped playing basketball. Injuries was one of them, but I also stopped playing ball because you might see a little area like this out and about. You might think I'm gonna go play me some pickup basketball, and it's the type of bullshit that I had to deal with as a kid growing up playing basketball in the hood a lot. This is typical. So let me show you. So they just showed all the baskets. It was 5-0. He's actually right. They didn't, unless they cut and edited the video, it was 5-0. They got it all on video, every bucket. They was getting beat by 5-0, right? Now watch this. So the dude disagreeing, everybody's saying that the score is 5-0. This nigga right here, watch this nigga right here.
Not going on up here. I don't give a fuck about none of that.
It's 5-0.
So he's telling me I don't give a fuck about none of that. Like he ready to die about the score. Like this nigga, see, this is typical with black boys, black men. We always gotta act like we fucking tough all the goddamn time. Excuse my French.
Ball in. Check up.
So dude don't give a shit. He like, man, ball in, check up. Just go 5-0. He like, no, motherfucker, it's 7-0, bitch. Oh, like watch this. That's on his mama. That's on his mama. Like he ready to die by. He gonna just Debo motherfuckers. Listen to him.
It's 5-0. We've been counting it out. 5-0. Check up. Check up. Hey,
so dude saying, check the ball up, man. It's 5-0. He's saying it's 7-0. Right? He ready on my mama, nigga. That's what it's gonna be, bitch. Hey, what you gonna now? Watch this.
I'm over here watching. Don't give a fuck about. You ain't checking nothing up. You not getting that.
It's
I don't give
5-0.
a fuck what you saying.
Ball in.
You not feeling me or saying?
5-0. 5-0.
You see him? You not feeling me? You see how he walking up all aggressive? Now this the same motherfucker. See his energy? I'm not finna be out here worried about this nigga if he gets shot. I don't give a fuck, because he got this type of the way you live your life and the way you operate, the way we treat people. Black Goddess, I ain't doing it tonight, baby. We'll do that later. But you know what I'm saying? The energy that you give people and the way that you come at people. This dude, this ain't just a one-time thing for him. You ready to die over a damn score of a game. You stupid motherfucker. Excuse me. And these are the type of niggas I don't want my son around. I want my son to play basketball. I don't want him playing around motherfuckers like this. I'm sorry. I hate to say it.
Ain't no checkup, I promise you.
Are you on the court?
I'm not on the court, nigga. I was just saying we got niggas got next. I've been counting points. It's 7-0.
We got a recorder. We can count points.
We'll record, go back to
You want to count with me though? But you were counting over here. You can count with me. This.
So the dude ain't really said nothing disrespectful. Dude ain't said nothing that warrants him to die. What do you guys think? Has he said anything that warrants getting shot? Watch this.
5-0? Damn, that's crazy. It's 12-2, but it's 7-0 blow.
So finally, they done took the game up. You know, they finna go ahead. So let me go ahead. They wound up losing, right?
Run off the court too.
They got ran off the court.
Run off the court.
It was like 12-0.
Back on next after this. Now we just gotta go crazy. Huh? What'd you say? I'm not. That's why I was like, nope.
Actually, I agree with you, sister. See that? I agree with you. I ain't the one out here I ain't protesting. I ain't the one. You right. The brother, you right. I don't even argue with you on that, black guy.
So this is actually about 5 minutes after the last clip you guys
Now they just were going back and about to score. The game over. They about to play another game. Watch this.
just saw. And typically we don't really record when I'm off the court. We just kind of wait until I get back on the court, unless I'm having like a conversation with somebody. But Logan actually started recording here because the whole game stopped and everybody just like kind of turned and looked over. You guys can kind of see like the entire game was stopped and everyone was looking at everybody by the cars because there were a whole bunch of cars parked behind the hoop. There was a big group that was kind of like going to the back of their cars, and the other cars, everyone was just sitting on the hood. This is actually when Hunter, and I'll show you guys kind of the clip here, but this is actually when Hunter came up to me and he was telling me that they had guns out and stuff. And I was kind of just like looking around. You guys can see on the screen, and you guys are about to see it here in a second. But like my natural instinct was to kind of figure out how I can get me and my team out of the situation, just kind of like leave the park. And then I also knew there were some fans there too. It was more like a safety thing for real. But the main part that was a little sketchy is like whether it was about me or not, you know, like because they were arguing already over there and they had their guns out and stuff. Like one, I didn't want to be around that situation. And two, they were yelling like, "Hey, YouTube boy, we got the cameras out. Like, record this, you know." And like, then they just
stupid motherfucker. So you about to shoot a nigga and you want him to record it? Typical.
push me on the spot. And all eyes are on me and stuff. And then I also got a clip here. You guys are about to see it in a second. This is actually before I play the clip. This is actually when Joey came up to me. He's like, somebody's talking about, hey, they got a shot ready or something. And then we're just like, yeah, we got to get out of this situation for real.
So he can't even come into the black community and play basketball. Like I'm not. Listen, man. You know, let me go back. This dude right here was scared to get to his car. Watch this. Watch this dude here.
Real quick. And then this is what K-Bon had to say.
Bruh, don't you know how I said my car was right there? Don't you know how I said my car was right there? So like, I'm walking up to the car, right? I'm walking up to the car and I'm just looking over. I get in my car, all I hear is, dude, clutch on his gun. Pull it out, clutch on it. Bruh, don't you know the other way over there?
Oh, you can't even go into these communities. I know a place that I grew up in Ridgecrest. I knew places that every time I went up there to play basketball, somebody either said something disrespectful that warranted a fight or something every fucking time. Because we so tough with each other. You see what I'm saying? So why am I talking about that? You like, well, damn. So I mean, why you talking about that? You know what I'm saying? Like, why are you talking about that? What they got to do with a cop shooting us? Because I'm gonna say this right here, man. I think a lot of us as brothers have one of the biggest things I don't like is we're always trying to play this tough guy image. Like we so damn tough, we're a big shot, we'll whoop a nigga ass, we'll whoop your ass over the game. So that dude, you saw the way he was acting, the energy he was coming off, like, bitch, I said the score is this, that's what it's gonna be. Like, obviously he had some niggas with him, because what he about 160 pounds soaking wet. You beat the shit out of that nigga. If he ain't got no gun, and I ain't saying he won't fight. I'm not saying that because the nigga's stupid. He's low IQ. Yes, he will fight you to the death over a basketball game. I have no niggas like that. That's where I play ball at every fucking day. The only reason that I played in the hood like that every day was because they knew I was from there and they knew me. But if they don't know you, you come in there, motherfucker, they don't know you. It shit is easily, especially being white. And I hate to say this because it sounds. You know how many white boys I see get slapped, punked. I'm talking about could play like a motherfucker. When they bring their ass in the hood, they get their heart took. You can tell this white guy was nervous when he was in the hood playing because he probably can play. I never watched his videos. He probably can play, but guess what? He's not gonna go through the lane trying to dunk on motherfuckers or playing at that level because he first of all scared they're gonna hurt him. Number one, he's scared of if I do this shit, what the fuck gonna happen after I go and do this? If I shoot in the motherfucker's mouth, because I went up to Belly Ground one day and was wetting this nigga ass up. Man, this nigga threw a punch at me. Like, man, what the fuck wrong with you? What nigga? What? What? Like, bitch, you think you just gonna throw a punch at me? And all cause I hit a jumper? I didn't touch you. You think you just gonna throw a punch? He didn't hit me, obviously, but the fact that I hit a couple of shots on you, you got mad and threw a punch, nigga? Seriously? You know, I'm like, dude, like, why are you trying to fight over a damn game, bro? You know what I'm saying? I don't even remember what that dumbass nigga said. Then he tried, like 5 minutes later, he got in a fight he really got in a fight with somebody else. Just because he trying to prove he tough. A lot of times in our community, I think we're trying to be tough. We're trying to act like we some damn, tough guy shit. I'm tired of that shit. I'm sick of that. That's why I always talk about, hey man, you're a black man, smile. Say, hey, how you doing? Speak to motherfuckers. We ain't got to run around all with this mean mug ass image about ourselves. I ain't never been to certain parts of the country, but let me tell you something that's universal about black men. I can go anywhere in the world, in the country, not in the world, in the country, and it is universal that black men are tough guys. It is universal in the United States that if you run into a black man in Maine, of course, Cali, anywhere, I'm a tough guy. It's universal that I could go to a certain community and wave and say, hey man, how you doing? And smile at a brother. He'll just look at me, man, what the fuck are you? Like, this is the typical black man. And you wonder why your ass don't get jobs. You wonder why your ass don't get no. I'm just being straight up. You wonder why people are afraid of us. That's why. Because let's be honest, that is a lot of black men that act like that dude we just saw on that basketball court. They got that same type of energy. You got brothers pulling guns out. This dude ain't even get into it with nobody. He like, man, I just walked to my car. They walk up like, what's up, fuck nigga? What's up? Like, for what? For what? I hate niggas like that. I despise them. I call them monkeys. I can't stand them niggas. I'm being straight up. I can't stand you niggas. I don't give a fuck if the police shoot you either. I don't. That's the problem. I'm glad the brother ain't dead, but he probably one of them. He give me that energy. He gave just the way he carried himself and conducted himself. Well, you don't give a fuck about your children. You know what? He probably a nigga that if I played ball with him, he got that same type of energy that nigga that got that I just showed you. Thundercats. Them type of niggas don't want to be around. You know what I'm saying? Them type of niggas I don't want to have my son around. I don't want to have, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to do that. I don't want to see your ass at the stove. I don't want to see your ass nowhere. I love black people. I want my son to go to school with black people. I want my son dating black women. I want to be around black people. But the dilemma in dealing with black people is that shit. Because when you get around your people, that is mixed in with it. And some of them motherfuckers might have degrees and still stupid. You know what I'm saying? So you got to deal with that shit. And so that's the thing. Like, you know, and look, it's sad because he got 6 kids. How old is he? I don't even know who you're talking about got 6 kids. If you're talking about the dude Jacob got 6 kids, that's even more crazy. What he about 24, 25 with 6 kids? See what I'm saying? Like, I don't have no problem. That doesn't, none of this warrants of getting shot, okay? Don't say, well, you a cool nigga. You want black men to get shot by the police unarmed? Hell no. Hell no. Don't say that shit, okay? Don't come project that cool shit on me. No, what I'm telling you is that if the cop pulls a gun on me, and I don't give a fuck how I feel about the police, you pull your gun, I'm gonna do what you tell me. That's number one. Secondly, I love my son with all my heart. I would never, ever, ever do something where he is going to be in harm's way. And I'm sorry, I must not believe in white supremacy. Oh man. So let me get this straight. So you must believe the white man is God. See, I can't stand people like that. You worship white supremacy. What did I say that was ignorant? Huh? What did I say? Because white supremacy, what's your definition of white supremacy? Type that shit in the chat. What is your definition of white supremacy? I can't stand these damn regurgitating brothers that come and just repeat that Tariq Nasheed Hotel bullshit. Okay? I can't stand that shit, man. Don't tell me. First of all, I'll tell you what. 48 black people can't even read at a basic level. Do you think that out of that 48%, they have a higher propensity to believe in white supremacy? I'm going to go out on a limb. I'm willing to bet that 48% that can't even fucking read when they graduate, I bet you they believe in white supremacy. And I bet they give a lot of money to hit, give a lot of, I'm just saying. That's a fact, brother. You're going to believe in white supremacy when you can't read. You're going to believe in white supremacy even when you go your ass majored in history and you wonder why you can't get a job and you blame that shit on white supremacy. Because I've heard people use white supremacy and say, hey, a black man even if you get a degree, a white person that's a felon, that white person can still make more money than that black person with a degree. White supremacy. No, motherfucker. You went to college and majored in history because you spent 30 minutes a night on your homework. And so the white person who you say has all this white supremacy and all this white privilege, he also outworks your lazy ass because he puts in double the time in studying. So it's not that I don't believe in white supremacy. Where does apathy and laziness start and white supremacy begin? Tell me that. Tell me that. Then I don't want to hear that shit about no white supremacy when you even putting the time in. You got Asians spending 4 hours, 2 hours a night studying, and we spending 30 minutes a night studying. And you tell me some damn white supremacy. That's why your ass makes the lowest scores on the ACT. That's why you can't get into Stanford. You can't get into Silicon Valley. You go to school in 2017. We didn't have one PhD given to a black person in the whole fucking country. Not one for tech, for STEM. Not one in the whole United States. And I'm guaranteeing you, a lot of them people, they'll be the main ones. Supremacy and racism, white supremacy. You know what I'm saying? That's bullshit. So I'll be the first person. I'll be the first person to say white supremacy. Does it exist? Okay, yeah, it exists. Show me where it starts and where black mediocrity, ends. Because I see a lot of mediocrity. That's why I said reparations won't help black people, because black people refuse to change. If you don't change your behavior, these are behaviors I'm giving you, brother. When you spend 27 minutes a night studying and your white counterpart spends 58 minutes, that's behavior. So not only is he white, not only do them motherfuckers own 85% of everything you see around us, but they also outwork our ass. So that on top of that couple, so now when you want to say that it's racism, even though you may have a case, even though you may see a situation where you just as good as somebody that's white, because you get outworked a lot of times, people, they're going to get the benefit of the doubt and they're going to that you're not as good as somebody else, even though you may be as good as somebody else, because statistics reign this to be true. You see what I'm saying? So there needs to be some sort of behavior. You can give black people reparations, but when you got, and that's what I'm saying, you got people, when this 48% of black people can't even read when they graduate high school at a basic level, below basic, 48%, there are certain areas in, I think it was Baltimore, they couldn't find one child at grade level. Not one. I don't want to hear shit about no white supremacy. You can't. Now, not being able to read, that's different than bad teachers. That's bad parenting. That's when you can't read. That's why I talk about reading. That speaks to bad parenting, and that speaks to a lack of individual responsibility. If you graduate and your ass can't even read at grade level, and you get out here and you can't even halfway, you probably half of them folks is functionally illiterate, can read and barely read and shit. So how many people, because we just assume that black people can read. We just assume that black people are to meet certain requirements, because who can't read, right? Certain people, that's how I thought until I started digging. I'm like, damn, they really do got 48% of black people that can't even read at a basic level? Damn. You mean to tell me that if you add basic and below basic in, you're talking about 86%? That's damn near all of us. 80%. 86%. See, I can't see that the white supremacy bullshit. When I hear shit like that, like man, let me get this straight. So because I look at the other races and it's like 29. That's Hispanic. Like I mean, it's a low number, and then the rest, damn near all of them are proficient. You know, Asians shit. I mean, you know, they got percent that ain't proficient. Damn near all of them proficient. Their average ACT score is 26. Ours is 19. And guess what? It's 19 when we say we want to be a lawyer. But when we don't want to say we have a profession as a major, we just say, hey, I want to go to college, you're looking at about a 16 average. You know what I'm saying? You don't believe? Okay, I got you. I got you. I got you. I got you. Because I felt the same way. Like, damn, is that bad? 48%? Okay. I'm going to find them because I know I emailed it to myself. Let's see. Black. I'm going to tell you why you believe them. Because I'm going to tell you. The reason you really need to believe them is not true, and we really are as intelligent, which I think we are as intelligent. I think we just don't give effort. I think that's really the case. I think our culture, which is what we try to say we don't have, I think it hurts Black people when we don't have a culture. And yet, you see all these instances of us just outright we don't try. We don't give the effort. See, this angers people, but you got to understand, if what I'm saying is not true, then what we're really saying is we're just intellectually inferior. Either we're intellectually inferior or we don't try. I'll say that we don't try. That's my case. I think there's a lack of effort, a lack of just outright lack of effort with Black people. You know what I'm saying? Now I'm finna go to reading 2015. And now I'm finna share my screen. I'm gonna show y'all. National report card. This is pretty much what everybody used. Break it down by race. What I told you, 48%. Now, what is this? Below basic, right? Below basic. That's the first number. Didn't I tell you the other races are way higher? Look at that. Damn near 40% of them. We only got 16% of us that's even proficient or at least or advanced. We got the lowest out of everybody. Hispanic. See that? See what I'm saying? They way higher than us. And I ain't gonna say wait, at least 8, 9. That's damn near 50% higher. I mean, here we go with, you know what I'm saying? Damn, they almost 50% of them at least proficient or advanced. So, this is going to put you at a disadvantage when you're talking about trying to compete with these people for scholarships, trying to compete with these people for jobs. You're not going to be able to outcompete these people, compete with these people when you can't even damn read. Like this is a big. So I'm not just pulling this out my ass now. I ain't just make these numbers up. This is legit. This is something I actually went and studied. I actually look at this stuff because I want to know why. I want to know why is it that we are at the bottom. It's not just racism, white supremacy. It's Black mediocrity. This is mediocrity. This is just late. We ain't this damn. We ain't, no, bro. No. I don't think that Black people are inferior. I don't think Black people are, I don't think we have these low IQs like they tell us. I think diet affects IQ. I think experience, like for example, if you taken discrete mathematics, you already would be a better performer of an IQ test than somebody that hasn't taken discrete mathematics. They would actually have to think a little bit. Whereas I already know what a Venn diagram is. I'm running through that mud way faster because I know what a Venn diagram, and a lot of y'all might know, but that's what I'm saying. This is something that Black people, take into account, that this is why. But we are behind. So this has a lot to do with white supremacy right here. This has a lot. This 48% right here, you better believe if I catch somebody out this group which is below basic, I bet you believe in white supremacy. I bet you they believe this white man got their foot on their neck. Not because it ain't because your ass can't even read. You know what I'm saying? That's my problem. That's my, so let me read some of y'all comments. What you got? As a Black woman graduated at a higher rate than any other race. So how does Black women are the most educated? Doesn't mean Black women, just because they have the most degrees in number, doesn't necessarily mean that they just being held back because they got the most degrees. Just means that if I send everybody to school and they major in psychology and sociology, what the hell does that prove? That don't prove shit. The highest paying fields Black people are actually underrepresented. In fact, black men are actually higher represented in the higher paying fields like STEM and science and stuff that's really going to pay you a real salary. Those are the jobs that actually there are more black men making more money. So it's not, when they tell you that, that's also the reason why black women have the lowest net worth, because you go to school and you get saddled with this debt and you get this worthless, meaningless. So it doesn't really prove anything just because they tell you that they're most educated. That's a fallacy. Educated don't mean a damn thing if you can't get a job. I'd rather you go to a community college and get somewhere you're gonna get a job than go get a damn master's in social work. That ain't gonna, I mean, you might make 50,000, 60,000, but compared to somebody that, you get a kid in college, 19 years old, his ass making 75 first job. You see what I'm saying? I got students that ain't got no bachelor's degree making more than that. You know what I'm saying? That has nothing to do with it. Out of DC, my group did research for the IRS and found average reading Americans is 8th grade. In high school, that you can graduate with a 1.0. Damn. Well, actually, I had a 1.9 my damn self. Telling the truth, I wasn't a good student my damn self. I knew I was lazy though. I'll admit it. I was lazy. I wasn't stupid. I just didn't give a damn. All I did was chase basketball girls. I didn't care. That's real. A lot of black people put forth effort, don't put forth effort anymore. Facts. Education isn't as important to our people as it once was. It isn't. And we think that we don't put the time in. Like, for example, if you really are serious about your education, the first thing you need to do is do this right here. You need to go right here on the internet. It used to be a book, it was black, called the Occupational Outlook Handbook. They still got it. Let me see if I can go find it in books. They're still making it. Here we go. This book right here. I used to go and look in this book. This book will tell you, now they got a government website now, but this will tell you what the highest paying fields are, what the qualifications are, how long you need to go to school, do you need a degree? It tells you all that. And it says it splits it in sections. Like, this is the type of research we need to do if we're really trying to be in these fields and making some real money. You know what I'm saying? Go and look at this book right here and say, okay, stockbrokers make this, whatever, they make this, and what you need. This is how you get in. This is the type of degree. These are the type of colleges. Like, for example, there's one college they have out in California. It is the most effective college in the country. Not Harvard, not Yale. The most effective college in the country is some college out in California that sends their kids directly as freshmen to work in co-ops in Silicon Valley. It's actually cheaper than our schools out in these Ivy League schools. And so if you really want to be effective, you go to that college. I forget the name of it. You know what I'm saying? But it says pound for pound, dollar for dollar per tuition hour. It is the most efficient, the most cost effective. It's the best school to go to in the country. I believe it was because prisons wouldn't be filled and they would be working at decent jobs. Facts. Yep, blacks don't value education. Yeah, but see, we think we do because we get these degrees. We think we do because black women are the most educated. I'll make the case that if you go to school and you major in elementary education, you kind of, locking yourself in $45,000, $50,000 job. So, yeah, can you get up to a 70, 80, 100? Yeah, after X amount of years. Whereas a kid coming out with a bachelor's degree that doesn't have to go a 5th year for a certificate or whatever, right? Come out with a bachelor's degree in business administration, got a job in some company in tech or something like that. He wanted to be a business analyst making 95, and you like, I can't get ahead. He making 95. You ain't making 95 till you 30 something. He making 95 at 22, 21 years. It's a mentality. It's just knowing where to go. It's just like I forget what they call it when when you're a kid, you learn in science, you learn about levers, pulleys. It's where to apply pressure to take something. If you have a big edifice or building or something that you want to take down, you have to know where to apply pressure. They always tell you when you want to apply pressure, you slide on the 2x4 and get down, and it makes stuff lighter than if you have to pick it up yourself. So it's just about knowing where. It's just like when you see people trying to lift heavy pulleys. It's just black people have to know where to apply the effort to get the most effectiveness out of their education. We got a lot of black people with degrees that can't get jobs is not just racism, white supremacy. If you study the type of degrees black people get, you'll see why they can't get jobs. If you have more black people, the higher the concentration of black people with computer engineering degrees, trust me, our education will spike. Our income will spike over. It just would. But we don't like math. See, if you go and study the math and you look at it, well, if you put 27 minutes in a night, you're not gonna like. If you don't like math, you're not gonna be able to do well in math. So you're gonna probably go towards less degrees in fields that don't have to do with math. Do go into a STEM science, it's probably gonna be psychology. That's the biggest one we go in. A lot of black people, that's the one we go into, biology, which ain't really too much you can do with a biology degree. You have to go with, that's for medical school or something if you're preparing to be a doctor. But just having a biology degree, you get out, what you gonna do with it? You know. So that's the thing. But if you go into some sort of engineering, you go into some sort of even if it's aerospace engineering, you got options. You have different companies that are looking for people. You know, there's a college in Daytona called Embry-Riddle. They do a lot of aerospace stuff. Man, you get out of there making a lot of money. A lot of airlines coming to their career fairs and stuff like that. Type of stuff that they do. You know what I'm saying? Curses of Deuteronomy 28. Agreed. I'm with you on that. If it was white supremacy, okay, then what's the next step? There's never any action. The Tariq Nasheeds of the world know that's what y'all want to hear. Black men don't like accountability. Okay, I ain't even arguing with you right there. I'm not. Curse nothing to do with it. We produce. Sorry, y'all. I got kicked off for a second. Sorry about that. I'm back. But let me say this, man. I read this. It says all my friends majored in psych. None of them ever had employment or business in the field. Exactly. That's how it worked. That black female degree rate. What stats are they using? Everywhere I look, I see 25% tops compared to other groups in the 30s. I think black women are the most educated. I do. I don't have no problem with that. I don't. I think that you can see that. I think I'm not disrespecting sisters. I think every conference I go to, it ain't never black women out there trying to get it. I see it. I see way more of them trying to get it in business than us. I do. You know what I'm saying? I see a lot of brothers trying to act like that dude I just showed y'all that wanted to fight that dude over a damn basketball game. Then I see really trying to own businesses and build and have wealth. That's what I see a lot of us doing. That's just facts. No, the other issue is you're not getting married enough too. Yeah, that's gonna hurt the wealth too. It is. When a white man marries a black woman, she's classy, educated, and successful. A rich black man would marry a classless, uneducated white woman like Robert Smith. You can't use anecdotal situations like Robert Smith and make a rule. You need to show me some sort of statistical data. That's what Cynthia G does. You can't just you got to be able to prove that. You can't say that. You can't. There's no way you can say that. Uh, yeah. So I mean, when it comes to guys like Robert Smith, I mean, on top of that, Robert Smith married a black woman who he met in college. His wife was educated. He had kids with her. So, and she wasn't like that. Then he married a white woman by then he was rich. So, it is what it is. I mean, how can you teach your kids to be producers when we don't control education of our children? Well, not controlling education is one thing, but when you can't read, that's your fault. That's the parents' fault, and that's the children's fault. That's what I feel. I don't blame teachers. If my son can't read, I was a terrible parent. I didn't do what I was supposed to do. I failed. If my son can't read at a basically he's below basic, then I failed him. Like we got to take the responsibility. I don't blame no teacher. If my child graduated and he can't even read at a fifth grade level, that's a problem, bro. That's somebody headed to prison. That ain't my fault. I mean, that ain't the teacher's fault. That's my fault. We can't keep saying we don't control this, we don't control that. I'm from Montgomery. We got a black superintendent. We got black principals, black teachers, everything. Everybody's black at these schools, and they still fail. Go show me Detroit, any area where there are all black people. Those students are actually come out worse than students where it's where they in a white system, like in the suburbs or somewhere. It's not just because black people don't control this and don't control that. It's part of it has to do with us. I'm not picking on you, Alfonso. But I'm just saying that's just how I feel about it. I think black people specifically, a lot of us who tend to want to scream white supremacy are really neglecting a lot. I shouldn't be able to find this stuff I'm finding and say this stuff I'm saying because nobody says that. I'm trying to say it like I'm some genius. Nobody ever looks at this stuff when it comes to why are black people at the bottom when it comes to jobs, earnings. Why are they at the bottom? Racism. Wait a minute. I just showed you a bunch of reasons. You got 48% of them can't even read. What's going to happen by the time they 20, 21, 22 when they enter into the job market? That's going to change what they'll be able to read. What's going to happen? What are they going to magically go from a third grade level, reading level to a college level? No, they're not. So that person's probably not going to be able to go out and get a job. And, in certain instances, they're not. That's how I look at it. I just don't see. I think there's a lot of responsibility that we don't get. That message needs to be popularized, not white supremacy, racism. The man got his foot on our neck. No, it needs to be popularized. Hard work, effort, giving it your best. You know what I'm saying? And when we get our money right, reparations. You see what I'm saying? I can do both. I don't have to say it's either or. I ain't like Anthony Brian Logan. I'm gonna separate. I'm gonna say, you know what? Black people need to do this. They need to do that because nobody's gonna save us. As soon as we get our stuff together, I'm coming. As soon as we get our stuff together, let's go after these reparations because I don't care if we all millionaires. We owe for that. They owe us for that because that was wrong. You see what I'm saying? I can do both. Parents mentality being passed down. Yep. I think black men are aren't simply sold on any paths other than entertainment. Well, whose fault is that though? I don't believe we're inherently lazy. I just don't think we're not sold on STEM or set. Well, you're an adult. Like you can't, you get what I'm saying, bro? Like it can't be that somebody got to give you, somebody got to grab. Now come on over here. Let me show you. Look how much you can make $50 an hour. You can make 100,000. You have to let me explain to you where. Okay, you go over here and you major. No, you need to educate. How in the hell did I know to go and look into the Occupational Outlook Handbook in 1993? I knew that. I was a kid. Yeah, I had a 1.9 GPA, but I had a 1.9 GPA taking calculus, trigonometry, human anatomy and physiology. That's what I had. That's why I had a low GPA. I had no low GPA because I was taking general math and getting C's and D's. I actually, you know what I'm saying? I had a mom who actually told me, you going to college and you ain't majoring in no bullshit. Because my mom when I went, I'm gonna tell y'all what happened, man. Tell you how stupid I was because I did do something stupid. I wasn't perfect at that age. I had to learn. So we went to Trenton Tech, it's a community college, and I told my mom I wanted to major in broadcast journalism. My mama said, "Hold on one second." And this was like people, they was loaded. It was a registration. She walked me outside. She said, "You go in there and major in broadcast journalism. You get your shit and you move out my house." I'm so glad she said that. Now I never even went to that school. I wound up getting a basketball scholarship and played basketball. But at the time, I didn't have no scholarship, so I didn't know what I was gonna do. So she was like, "Well, you ain't gonna sit your ass around here. You're gonna get you a trade. You're gonna get you a skill." This is what my mom told me. And when I went and tried to do something I thought was fun and cool, I said, "Man, it'd be fun to be a broadcast, a guy on the news. That'd be fun, man. Cool. That'd be a cool job to have. Let me do broadcast journalism." She said, "Hell no." Now, could I have been the next Stephen A. Smith? Who knows? Right? But she was like, "No, you need something, more stable than broadcast journalism." And my sister was a nurse. So she told me, "Your ass, he gonna major in nursing." She walked in there, that's what she told the folks. I didn't say nothing. She said, "He gonna major in nursing." Lady gave me the nursing little pamphlet, and that's what I was gonna major in I went to that school. See what I'm saying? By then, my brother, he got hired, and I wound up going, and all that stuff happened, and I wound up learning about IT. But it was ways I was able to do it. But I didn't have the internet. I didn't have YouTube. I didn't have what these people have today. We can't just always be children expecting people to spoon feed us success. Success is intentional. You have to be intentional about your life. You cannot be intentional going to college following your passion. Oops, I said it. You cannot be intentional going to college majoring in music. You can't. You can't. That's not intentional success to me. I understand that your kids not being able is your individual parents' fault. What I'm saying is having a culture of production or elevating the collective consciousness and business understanding of a generation comes from a system of education. I don't think they teach white folks that. They don't. They don't teach white people that. If you really study white culture, the only reason white people have more wealth is a few reasons. For one, they got 85% of the infrastructure they just own. Now, why is of that? We can go into Jim Crow and shit. Like, they held us back. So that's why I'm for reparations, right? But at the same time, individually, 85% of millionaires are millionaires first generation. Out of the people that are millionaires that did inherit over 100,000, you're only talking about maybe 5% of millionaires. When it comes to black people, they invest in their 401k at a much higher rate than black people do. So over the course of their lifetime, like right now, this year, the Dow is at all-time highs. White people are making a killing. They're getting rich as hell right now. If you black and you ain't invested in the stock market, you losing. You losing. White people right now are creating wealth is being created like you wouldn't believe. You got white people making 25-30% on their mutual funds this year, right? And people gonna be like, "Damn, they rich because of racism. They rich because of slavery." No, motherfucker, I went and I invested at a higher level than black people do. You can study this stuff. Black people do not invest. Black people, you say, well, they were taught this. You go to the same schools they go to. We went to the same education system. Well, they went to a private school, and some of them were taught. Yeah, there are better schools, right? I'm not crazy. There are better schools. Not every black person is every white person goes to the same school. Some white people, some white people go to schools where they're taught about Dave Ramsey. Some white people go to schools where they're taught Rich Dad Poor Dad. There are some certain cases where that happens, but for the most part, 90% of them don't do that. In fact, the average American lives paycheck to paycheck. The average white American does. The average white American is in debt up to their damn eyeballs. The average white American, if you take them and don't pay them for 2 paychecks, they'll be homeless and on the streets. That's the real facts. Like that's the truth. A lot of them have wealth tied up in 401ks that they can't touch. You know what I'm saying? But they do invest in it at a higher rate. So when they get older, and so when you see the number in the wealth disparity, what happens is they invest the highest out of all of us. I think Asians invest the highest. And then by the time, for some reason, When Asians get north of 40, they drop. So I think what they do is they invest and then they quit and go start their own businesses. Whereas whereas white people keep investing and they retire with wealth. I work in corporate environments. I was working at a company and this guy came. They had these people come in there and they talked about. And this guy stood up and told his business. He's like, man, I got X. He said I'm a million. He was like, he showed what he had. I was like, damn, this dude got like 1.4 million up in there. His ass had been with the company 20 years though. You know, he had been with the company 20 years and he invested, he maxed out and they matched whatever he put in there. That's what he had. You know, talked about his wife worked at another company. I'm sure together they probably $3, $4, $5 million. You're not gonna be able to compete with that. We're not. That ain't racism. That ain't the system being designed. That's just you're not taking advantage of what's in front of us. We don't. That's a fact. You know, what's his face tried to talk about that? What's that guy name? I forgot the dude name. Tone Toss. He said that, and he was kept talking about they got they got all this, they got all that. No, man, you know, black men focus too much on living a dream. Y'all 40 years old still trying to be a rapper. Black men focus. Okay, she said that already. He says they focused on getting money at the top 50%. They work crazy hours overtime, fly out, international. We lazy. Most schools don't teach personal finance. You have to learn that at home. Yeah, you do. You do. That's what I was just saying. Have you ever seen that pallet business? Yeah, you can make a lot of money. I've seen some people make millions off them damn pallets, especially buying them old. I know one dude made a lot of money with that shit, buying old pallets and shit. That's some good money. Business degrees in math, science, bachelor's degrees in math, science, math, masters in accounting, 5 certs down, studying for more. I still consider myself lucky to have known what I know and have seen what I've seen. Yeah. Black guys, please don't general use. Not every black man wants to be a rapper. Facts. That's the problem. We're trying to model our situation behind what they do and don't do. It's not working. We don't do what other people do, Alfonso. You've bought into this narrative that we do the same shit everybody else do and we get different results. We don't. We don't study. We study 27 minutes a night. We don't like math. We don't value education. We don't value reading. You know what I'm saying? It just a lot of shit black people just don't do. We supposed to re-educate as a people 70 years ago. Even still, you know what I'm saying? Black people culturally just don't do shit, man. I'm just being straight up. Like I can show all these statistics that show black people don't do this. When you take a people who invest in their 401ks or in retirement the least, they're gonna be behind wealth-wise, man. That's a fact. So if you give a black man 100,000 and you give a white man 100,000 and you give an Asian man 100,000, that black man gonna bring most of his check home. He's not gonna put any money in retirement. I'm telling you what I know. Usually, the white man's gonna try to max out. You take advantage of the corporate structure and try to, okay, they say they're gonna invest this. I'm gonna put this amount in. The Asian man's gonna do it. And then what's gonna happen is when they both 50, 60 years old, the black man gonna be talking about racism, white supremacy. That's what I see a lot of us do. A lot of us. What's up, Bapa? You know what I'm saying? I don't see we've been supposed to have cultivated our own culture, customs, and traditions. What is culture? See, that's what I'm saying. We got to stop listening to these damn lectures from these people that make in these little chitlin circuit lectures and shit like that. Culture is any non-biological behavior. So we have a culture as black people in America. I don't give a fuck what nobody says. That is what culture is. Any non-biological behavior. There's a distinct biological set of behaviors that black people have in America. That's our culture, whether we like it or not. I know, no, we don't have no culture. Yes, we do. See what I'm saying? So if y'all got to do is look at the definition of it. I did a video and we looked that shit up, and that's exactly what it is. A non-biological. So we do have a culture of mediocrity, a culture of not studying, is working hard as others. We don't work as hard. We don't. I'm sorry, because if we do work as hard, then what you're really telling me is black people are inferior. That's why we at the bottom. I don't think we're inferior. Well, no, doesn't mean black people are inferior. It means the system, they keeping us back. Well, shit. I don't know where the lack of effort, which we've just shown and documented that we don't have effort. We see that. There's a lack of effort. We see that. It's tangible. The lack of effort in the black community is very tangible. All you gotta do is scratch the surface. In every area I go and look, I see the same level of lack of effort and mediocrity in what we do. That is a problem. I'm not saying that there aren't systematic things that may or may not be set up. I'm not even going to say that racism, white supremacy doesn't exist. Let's say it does exist. But how much of this is self-inflicted? You get what I'm saying? Just like the brother that walked around there and they had the guns drawn, right? He's a statistic now. He was an unarmed black man that got shot technically, supposedly, right? But at the end of the day, was that self-inflicted? Yes, it was. You got your children in the car. They was already, I saw the other video, they had him on the ground trying to restrain him. He gets his ass up and walks around. No, they got guns drawn. I got my kids in the car. Lay your ass on the ground, go to jail. What did he do? He got shot. He's a statistic. Now people burning down shit. See what I'm saying? It's not, you know what I'm saying? They'll talk, now they talking about racism and white. No, all you do is shut the fuck up and go to jail. At least you wouldn't have been shot. At least you still, I'm not, I ain't trying to shit on him, man. I hope he get his walking back. I don't wish him any harm, but I just don't think that was a smart decision that was made. But that shit was self-inflicted. A lot of shit black people do is self-inflicted. I'll take that shit to the grave, and I got proof. I've been coming with all type of statistics. I've been coming with all type of charts, diagrams, definitions, all that shit. Like, I actually want to examine the problem. I want to fix it. I don't want to just talk about racism, white supremacy, and intellectually masturbate. I really want to fix this shit. You see what I'm saying? So I'm like, well, damn, maybe this is the problem. Maybe not being able to read at 48% below basic. If 48% of black people graduating at a below basic level can't even read at a below basic level, then shit. You know what I'm saying? Shit. Oh, racism. You can't even read. Them 48% need to shut the fuck up. If you can't read, shut up. I don't want to hear you talking about no racism. Go learn how to read first. Go at least be able to read at a proficient level. At least be able to do that. If you can't do that, I don't want to talk. Because guess what, guys? There's a direct correlation with the more you read, the higher your IQ will be too. Y'all know that, right? And I know y'all don't like IQ tests. Black people don't like them, but I'm just telling you the truth. Go look it up. There's a correlation. The more people, the people that tend to read the most tend to have the higher IQs. So we don't know what the fuck we can do because we don't try. I'm willing to go out on a limb and say if we try, we'll fuck everybody up. See, I'm not a coon. I'm not a coon. If black people bust their ass, ain't nobody gonna fuck with us. I already see that shit, man. They can't fuck with us. When we bust our ass, we so creative. It's not just that we're smart when we try, but we're so damn creative. Look at what we did with hip hop when we really gave a fuck. See, we gave a shit about hip hop. We had rules. It was a culture. People was ready to die over that shit. Look at what we did. We done changed the world just with little bitty shit, hip hop. So that shit is a fraction of what we can do. See what I'm saying? I love my people. It's not that I think my people are coons or no. I think my people. I hate to say this shit. I think my people can't nobody fuck with us. Nobody. Every time you see Asians and shit, they trying to steal our dances. They trying to dress like why? See what I'm saying? It ain't just because we're oppressed and we make it look fly. This is who we are. We've been like this. Thousands of years we've been fly. So what I'm saying is I'm calling us to a higher standard. And if we're not going to raise to that standard, I don't want to hear that shit about no racism. I don't want to hear it. Because I feel like that has been our biggest crutch. Because without that crutch, that mediocrity is on display for everybody, and we can't have that. So we got to blame shit on racism, white supremacy. You get rid of that shit, people got to be fathers. Women got to stop being ratchet, talking about wet ass pussy, all that shit, glorifying that shit. It's just a song. No, fuck that. No, we need to have standards. That's the problem. We don't have no standards. We're going to continually get shot. We're going to continually be able to, be victimized by any and every alphabet group that want to come anytime some shit happens. We get our ass out there and protest because we can't think critically and say maybe this protest shit ain't working. Because every time a black person gets shot, Antifa, and every time we, it's all these other groups coming and projecting shit into our struggles, telling us they want to destroy the nuclear family, telling us they want to do why? Because we're not nuanced enough. You see what I'm saying? We're not. If we start thinking like that and saying, man, damn this protesting, man. All right, they doing this shit. This is what we gonna do. Everybody take their ass to community college and major in computer science. Guess what? You don't need no ACT to go to computer. You don't need an ACT to go to community college. Every black person going, I ain't talking about no damn networking either. I'm talking about databases, Salesforce. Every black person go and try to get certified. You like, well, man, they ain't gonna do nothing to change the rules. See, let me explain something to you. Motherfuckers trying to make money. Okay? They not gonna change no rules. I know I got students that's making money 6 figures right now. I got students making shit right now, probably making more than me that I train. And you know what? Those students are out here making that money because they have skills that employers want to make money. They have to bring people from India that can't even speak English to fill positions because there's a shortage of Americans that can get into these jobs and into these fields. That's just me. You know what I'm saying? Ain't none of that gonna happen socially integrated in this system of rulership. Well, that's because black people don't want to do it. It's because you don't want to. And they listening to you. And I'm not being disrespectful, brother. They listen to you, Alphonse. So you're right, it's not gonna happen because you got people. Tariq Nasheed got wait. He goes live, he'll have 2,700 people on here instead of 27. Jason Black go live, he gonna have 1,000, 4,000, 5,000 people on his live. I go live, I got 27 people. You know what I'm saying? I got people arguing with me. This system, you can't win in America. You can't win. You can't win. You can't change. We cannot change. We don't have a culture. That shit, if for every person talking like me, it's a million niggas saying white supremacy and racism, and we don't have no culture. So how the fuck we gonna change our non-biological behaviors when black folks don't even think we have it? Black people, like you got people that don't like literally saying we don't have a culture. You just told us that. So if you don't even think we got a culture, how the fuck we gonna fix our culture, which is a non-biological behavior? We're not. We're never gonna change it because there's so many people shouting us down, telling us that the system is designed to keep us down, and then you got people dying. I just watched the Republican convention. This dude said he couldn't swim. His parents took him as a little 3 or 4-year-old and got in the water and tried to damn near swim to Florida just to get away from Fidel Castro, to get here to America. And he loves America, has started businesses, is doing very well. It is just, I'm sorry. I mean, every African immigrant, damn near all the Africans, the average African and Caribbean born black person has a higher net worth than the average white person in America. America works America is what you make of it. I'm not saying America doesn't have flaws. I'm not saying, but it's what you make of it, brother. It just is. I don't believe. I'm not trying to be disrespectful. I'm being respectful. I'm trying to do better. But what I'm saying is, I think that we need to be, especially as men, we need to be solutions oriented. We need to come into situations with hope and provide hope. See, if I'm a woman and I hear some shit like that, I read some shit, a man talking like this, I'm dry than a motherfucker. I'm just being honest. If I see something, if I have a man talking to you, I'm not disrespecting you, because I don't know you. So I'm not trying to be disrespectful. And if you're one of my students, and I'm sorry, I don't memorize names like that. But what I'm saying is, if I'm a woman and I had a man that told me, we're never going to be able to fix something because of this system, and the white man got us, and da. First thing a woman want to do is fuck a white man. Shit, I need to go get with me a white man then, because this nigga ain't shit. That's what I would think. And that's what women are saying. That's what Black God is probably. That's why she keeps talking like she did. Because we make the white man, see, because you got to understand something, guys. If you tell me that the white man is omnipotent, which means he's all powerful, omnipotent, which means he controls everything, right? He has all power in the palm of his hand. If you tell me that the white man is all knowing, and no matter what I learn, he's always going to beat me at my game because he got all the knowledge, right? And if you tell me there's nowhere in the world or in the United States I can go to be successful, then what you have described is God. And so when you put the white man in that category of God, then you gonna always lose, brother. Always. Believe me, white man can take a L. Man. He can take a L. That's just my personal opinion. I believe the white man can take it. I done seen it. I seen them take it. They take L's to my students. You see what I'm saying? I done seen white boys take with master's degree take L to my students who don't even got a bachelor's degree, half of them, some of them, getting jobs. I see my students win all the time. I see black people, you can win. See what I'm saying? That message ain't popular in the black community like it sells it. See, that's why it sells in the white community. That you got conferences where people go and listen to Grant Cardone and pay $10,000 to get in the room, which I would never do. But people do that. You know what I'm saying? That's the reason why Erica Williams ain't got 500,000 subscribers like she should have. Because Erica Williams, a lot of her people are black, and that message ain't popular to black folks. You see what I'm saying? What's popular to us is the message of oppression, the message that you can't win even if you bust your ass. You can't win. If you bust your ass, I'm gonna tell you what first thing you're gonna do. First, you're gonna build character. That's what Booker T. Washington talked about. That's why he's my avatar on my channel. First thing you're gonna do is build character. Second thing you're gonna do, you're gonna master a trait. And when you're the master of a skill, that shit hard to stop. You seen Breaking Bad. Walt, he was indispensable because he mastered his trade. He was a master of what he did. How many black men have skills that they are masters at besides, fucking half of them? Let them tell it. You know what I'm saying? Or fighting or some shit. We're masters of fighting or intimidating motherfuckers. We ain't even masters of fighting, half of us. But we're masters at intimidating people and trying to act like we big and bad. We're masters of trying to be cool and what the essence of cool is. But are we masters at laying bricks? Are we masters at fixing cars? Because if we at least did that one motherfucking thing, it would be hard. See, the older generation was able to build Tulsa, Oklahoma, Hayti, man, you name it, man. Auburn Avenue. A lot of that shit was built because that older generation that got out that was ex-slaves had skills. Vernon, I forget his name, Vernon Herndon, whatever his name was. The guy that started Atlanta Life or whatever, that guy was a barber, a master barber. A lot of us don't have skills, man. We don't even believe in mastering shit no more because of white supremacy. It don't make no difference what you do. White supremacy gonna stop you. See what I'm saying? U.S. is the first country / hip hop to have this dynamic of UVE. I don't know what that means. Had the same type. What is that? UVE had the same type places that came and went in the last 4,000 years. Yeah, but see, that's the problem. That's what I'm talking about, man. You watching too much Hotep shit, dog. Get off them Hotep channels, man. You talking about shit that's 5 and 10 years old. 5,000 years old, and Ta said it is, and the pyramids this. Guess what? They built shit. What we built. See, that's why I don't get mad at sisters when they talk about black men don't build shit. Because we don't. We don't want to hear the truth. You know what I'm saying? Build something. Build something. You got all these damn resources in America. You got people dying to get here. People, drowning in shit trying to get to America. You got people drowning trying to come across the what is it? Is the Mediterranean Ocean right now, sea or whatever, to get to them Africans breaking their neck, going through Libya, getting beheaded and shit, trying to get up to Europe just to have a better life. You got all these resources. You got free education. You got people giving, yes, it's free. If you bust because black people don't put 2 hours in a night like Asians do. So you telling me that if a black man puts in 2 hours a night, this is what your message is. If you put in 2 hours a night, if you study just as hard as Asians, you still ain't gonna get into Silicon Valley like Sergey Brin did when they created Google. You still ain't gonna get into creating Google. You still gonna not get into Stanford computer science, computer engineering, master's in computer engineering program. You're not even gonna get in because of racism, even though you got the 30 on the ACT, even though you got a perfect, 4.0 GPA, you're not gonna get in. Because that's bullshit. You know it is. We don't try. We don't do that. That's why you don't see us. That's why when you go to these Ivy League schools, we can't even get in the motherfucker. That's why they ain't got nothing but Africans and Caribbeans in there. Because we don't, it's a culture, man. I'm telling you that shit. That's what it is. You know what I'm saying? Let me go, man. I got some shit to do. Y'all have a good one.